Greetings from Branson, Missouri. Today I'm at Silver Dollar City, and this is a very special day because this was my childhood home park. So nostalgic to be here. Just recently we were at Cedar Point, Ellie's home park, and I'm here today at Silver Dollar City. I grew up 2.5 hours away from here in Arkansas, and the last time that I was here, there were only two roller coasters, Thunderation and Fire in the Hole, the old version. So I rode those. Thunderation was my first bigger roller coaster, and this park is what made me fall in love with going to theme parks. We didn't have many options in Arkansas. We had to drive pretty far away to this park to go to a theme park. There was another one about an hour away from here called Dog Patch, which closed and became defunct when I was a kid, but this was the park to go to. Silver Dollar City, I have a lot of memories here. I think we went here 4 or 5 times when I was a kid. Today, I'm very excited to get on some of their new rides as well. I know they have a fantastic lineup. So last time I was here, just Thunderation, Fire in the Hole. Today, very excited to get on Time Traveler, Outlaw Run, Wildfire, all those new rides that have been added since I was here the last time many, many years ago. They've got a fall fest going on. I'm going to check that out and see what kinds of escapes this park offers during this season as well. Subscribe, click that notification button to see all our videos in this series, and let's go check it out. Shout out to this person. So right when you walk past that little amphitheater, after the entrance, you'll see this sign that says all the ride names and directions on it. Restrooms, Thunderation, Time Traveler that way. So if you want to ride Thunderation, Time Traveler, take a right. So this is what their fall fest is called, Pumpkins in the City. Alright, I'm going to take my first ride of the day on Time Traveler, a mock extreme spinning roller coaster. The only one in the US, and the second one, well, this is the original one, but just one of 2 in the world. The other one is in Plopsaland in Belgium, and it's called Ride to Happiness. Really looking forward to this ride. See some great theming already in the queue. You see these old flyers that look like clock-making flyers. There is a lot of Time Traveler merch in the store just outside the exit of the roller coaster. They've got these tumblers down here, lots of shirts and hats. The shop is located just outside the exit. Alright, just got off Time Traveler, and I must say that coaster, some of those moments, they are as intense as they look. So I ran into some SD card issues at this moment, and I had intended to mention the highlights of this attraction, beginning with the theming. The entire queue looks like a clock-making facility and warehouse, and in the station there are these moving gears overhead, and the ride vehicles have these flashing numbers on them that look like they're calibrating the time that you'll be traveling to. The backstory is the clockmakers Emmeline and Charles Henry would work together to create a time-traveling device that could be used to go to the future and change the world for the better. So on the final brake run, you'll hear Emmeline saying, "That was our best jump yet," to which Charles agrees, and she continues by saying, "All you've got to do is dream big and do good," completing the actual literary theme of the attraction. As for the ride experience, on this ride I went over that drop right out of the station facing backwards in the front ride vehicle, and this was an incredible experience. It has been a long time since I've had butterflies or felt my nerves kicking in on a drop, but this one got me unexpectedly. The drop going backwards felt like someone put me in a giant barrel, picked up the barrel, jumped off a cliff, and just tossed me out of it halfway down. For this reason, I definitely recommend riding in the back to get the most out of that drop. You may go forwards, backwards, or sideways, and you can't predict where your car is going to turn. Other highlights include the spinning inversions and this moment right here. The airtime you get here after the launch is completely out of control. You're tossed to the left, then yanked to the right. I have to hand it to Mock Rides for their design here. The airtime that the left and right movement gives you is ejector in its purest form. And since every ride is different, you could get yanked backwards, forwards, or my favorite on this element, sideways. This element took me off guard in the best way. So much fun. Get out to Silver Dollar City and ride Time Traveler. It's the only ride like it in our whole entire country. And on that note, we seriously need more of these mock extreme spinners. Clarabelle's, and it's a little farther to the back. If you go walk past Fire in the Hole, walk past Mystic River Falls, then you'll see this place right here. So they've got it for $11.99. Looks like they've got the other usual items: apple pie, peach cobbler, chocolate caramel, and the different flavors. Of course, I can see those right up here. If you're going to Outlaw Run, you got to go through the barn swing entrance. Then you'll find it hidden back here. It's kind of tucked back here. So this is all tucked behind Mystic River Falls. You gotta walk back there, take that little path behind all that. Then you'll find the big swing over here, this ride, and then Outlaw Run back there. You can see the lift hill right in front of me. So Outlaw Run will be my second ride of the day. It's a RMC topper track coaster. It's wood with the steel track on top. It's going to be chaotic. Okay, on second thought, it says it is closed today. Could be due to the rain, could be due to some mechanical issues. Not sure yet. Hopefully it will open at some point today so we can ride this coaster. I'm looking at some of the elements over here and they look fantastic. Really hope I can get on this one today. So it looks like there might be some thunder in the area, so they're closing down all the rides at the moment. No rides on Outlaw Run or Powder Keg or any of the others until the storm moves.
Listening to the glorious chorus, listen to the glad horse and its roll. Turn your radio on, turn your radio on. Get a little taste of joy awake, get a little heaven in your soul. Touch your God, turn your radio on, turn your radio on. And listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on, heaven's glory shades. Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God, turn your radio on.
Alright, it's raining a little bit now, but it says Wildfire is open. I don't know if it's open or not. We'll go check it out.
All loose articles will go in the cutties on the other side. This does include your hat, bags, purses, cameras, keys, cell phones, home box.
So I got to ride this coaster in the rain, and it seemed like it was running a little faster under those conditions. I definitely felt the forces on all those inversions, including the Immelman loop, the vertical loop, and while it slows down a little by the time you reach the Cobra roll, it still felt like the train was moving faster than usual. And I really felt that speed affording those forces on that corkscrew at the end. This is a great forceful B&M, and I haven't ridden a lot of these that don't have floorless trains, so my best comparison would be Kumba at Busch Gardens Tampa. But in Silver Dollar City style, the views in that valley were so incredible, especially from the top, and the theming was just as incredible. The ride's theming is similar to Time Traveler, since it focuses on the backstory of a fictional inventor, this time named Horatio Harris, and in his quest to create a flying machine that could travel across the Ozarks, he developed a powerful concoction to fuel this machine that he called Wildfire. Hence, you'll notice the big machine filled with the bubbling fuel in the queue area. Silver Dollar City goes all out on its theming, and I love that so much. Take a ride on Wildfire if you ever make the journey out to this park. Alright, and just outside Wildfire, just like Time Traveler, you'll see the shop with the merch for the coaster. You got those tumblers over there again, and then more shirts over here on the other side. So you can get a t-shirt and hat combo for $29.99. So this is super nostalgic to see. I just walked right up on this. This is the old Flume ride. It's not operating right now just because it's the fall season, but yeah, this is one of the moments that I felt the big drop on anything was on this ride. It seems I'd be riding roller coasters in the rain for the rest of this day, and this rainy ride on Outlaw Run was mental, in a great way. Like most RMC coasters I've ridden, this one was aggressive, but my first thought during the drop was, this track feels much different. It was less noisy, and I could feel the way the train interacted with the wood underneath that steel topper track. Very dynamic. The elements still felt like typical RMC elements, but this interaction was different from the way most RMC coasters let you know that the upstop wheels are doing their job. After a big 167-foot drop, this ride was sheer chaos from start to finish. For me, the highlights were the 100-foot double down, so much speed and airtime at that moment, and the wave turn, which somehow on that topper track felt even more unnatural to be tossed from your seat and into the woods where your entire stagecoach party would be robbed and your life savings liquidated. But the theming doesn't exactly reflect this set of circumstances. As riders, you are outsmarting the outlaws while traveling west where the bad guys lose. There are posters and notices all over the queue and exit way to deliver this message, while the entrance and ride station look like the old places where you buy your tickets and get your stagecoach. Cinematic symphonic music is playing in the station like you'd hear in old Western films, and the entire attraction is just a whole Frontier Bandit, this town ain't big enough for the both of us vibe. If you enjoy feeling a little danger on a roller coaster like I do, then go to Silver Dollar City and ride Outlaw Run.
your left foot in, you take your left foot out, you do the hokey pokey. Wait, why am I still in here?
So because my SD card continued giving me so many problems, I could not take video longer than a minute without my footage getting cut off. I decided to collect the remaining footage for this video with my phone and just proceed with more voiceovers for all my reactions and extended commentary. I made my way over to Fire in the Hole next, but I could not find any good on-ride footage of the new iteration of this ride. If you know of any that is free to use, let me know in the comments. This ride was most nostalgic for me. I rode the old one that was built in-house. That one and Thunderation were my first roller coasters that weren't kid-sized, and I was pleasantly surprised that this version followed the same hilarious plot as the original, as the Bald Knobbers set the town ablaze, and we the riders would all become volunteer firefighters who would rally to save the town. The sets are mostly the same with minor changes to the kinetics and characters. The character Sadie is still shocked to discover that her husband Red Flanders has no pants on, while claiming the Bald Knobbers stole them. You can still see the shootout scene, but the character on your right is an officer rather than a sheriff. You'll see the burning town scenes throughout the ride. There are still drops between scenes, including the one with the splashdown at the end, although I'm not sure they are quite as big as the old ones. Maybe I was just so young when I rode that version that it felt much larger then. But the addition of the dark-sounding bluegrass music on board is brilliant. It really added to that tone and all the chaos that unfolded in the story's arc as you, the new character in the story, gets closer and closer to saving the town and celebrating your success at the end. This story still makes me laugh, and putting this ride closer to all the other attractions in the Fire District brings this whole area of the park together nicely. And being from this region myself, it's even more hilarious to know how culturally relevant all this pyromania is. In fact, if you grew up just south of this area, you'll be aware that we were so far out in the woods that we didn't have trash and street cleaning services like you get in most cities. And let me just say, we had few options that didn't involve lots of fire. If you know, you know. So let me just take a moment to express my most sincere appreciation for the absurd humor of Fire in the Hole and the entire Fire District of this park. Of course, there are additional attractions on this side of the park, including the Firehouse Play Place, which also made me laugh because just as soon as I walked in to get this footage, several kids shot me in the back of the head with those little plastic balls. This drop tower called Firefall is next to the play place. I didn't get a ride on this, but it looks like it launches you up and down quickly enough to get good airtime. And after making my way around the Fire District, I walked farther to take in more Silver Dollar City vibes. Alright, gonna go take a ride on Time Traveler in the rain. Because all the other rides I want to ride are closed, and this ride is so amazing. Third ride on Time Traveler. Let's do this. Alright, fourth ride. Let's do this. Okay, ride 5, let's go. Okay, ride number 6, here we go. Ride number 7, here we go. This park is really great for ADA accessibility and accommodations. You can see this ramp over here, so you don't have to walk up these stairs. You see these on pretty much every ride here. Needless to say, I loved Time Traveler, and it was a walk-on for the rest of the night since it continued to rain. I rallied the back car seats and got soaked. In fact, I was soaked from head to toe during that 7th ride and just did not care. I had an absolute blast, and what a way to end an amazing and meaningful day at Silver Dollar City. When the nighttime came around, I could see the pumpkins all lit up, contributing to that pumpkin motif around the park. It was already beautiful during the day, and the seasonal lighting was a perfect addition. To see how this park has developed after all these years was very special. As I said previously, this was my childhood home park. I will definitely be back in the near future for rides on Powder Keg and Thunderation, and just to be here again. The rides here have always been so well themed with unique, interesting, and engaging backstories, and the park clearly has taken a big step up in the thrill department with rides like Time Traveler, Outlaw Run, and Wildfire, and probably Powder Keg too once I have the opportunity to return and check that out. All the little corners of the park with moving pieces and interesting props kept me engaged as I walked from ride to ride, and of course the music and food just made me never want to leave this place. I can't wait to return with friends and family to share in the experience. Theme Parks and Humanity always goes into parks looking for the escape they offer in conjunction with the attractions and other guest experiences, and to say that this park offered an escape would be an understatement. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like. Subscribe and tap the notification bell to see all our future videos, and as always, be good, take care of yourself, and have fun at the parks.